Hey everyone, Vince here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a brand that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now, Kellogg-Os. I've always been a fan, especially of their sweeter cereals. They just hit the spot. For over a century, Kellogg's has been a breakfast staple, but how did it become such a global powerhouse? We're about to explore its amazing story of innovation and delicious flavors. Before we get started, if you love learning about iconic brands, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Drop a comment with your favorite cereal and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to us. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Roger, who has an incredible deep dive ready for you. He's going to walk you through everything from Kellogg's humble beginnings to its worldwide impact.
Have you ever poured yourself a bowl of cereal and wondered how this simple meal became a global breakfast staple? The story starts with Kellogg's, a brand that didn't just invent the product. It invented an entire morning ritual. From a humble sanitarium kitchen to pantries all over the world. This is the incredible story of how one accidental discovery changed breakfast forever. Our tale begins in 1894 at the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Michigan. The head physician, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, and his younger brother, Will Keith Kellogg, were on a mission to create healthier, easily digestible food for their patients. They were experimenting with boiled wheat, trying to make a bread-like dough. One day, they left a batch of cooked wheat sitting out for too long. To their surprise, instead of a sheet of dough, each wheat berry emerged as a thin, crunchy flake. They toasted these flakes and served them to the patients, who absolutely loved them. This happy accident was the birth of flaked cereal. Dr. John Kellogg saw this as a health food, something to be served plainly. But his brother, Will, saw something much bigger, a massive commercial opportunity. Will believed that with a little bit of sugar to enhance the flavor, these flakes could appeal to everyone, not just sanitarium patients. This disagreement created a rift between the brothers. Will wanted to build a business, while John was more focused on his medical principles. In 1906, Will Keith Kellogg struck out on his own. He founded the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company, and with his brilliant business sense, he set out to conquer the American breakfast table. He knew that simply having a good product wasn't enough. He needed to create a brand. Will was a marketing genius. He invested heavily in advertising, using full-page magazine ads and pioneering techniques like free samples. One of his most famous slogans was, "Look for this signature W.K. Kellogg," printed on every box to assure customers they were getting the original, authentic product. This focus on branding and mass marketing was revolutionary for its time and quickly made toasted cornflakes a household name. As the company grew, it became clear that marketing was its secret weapon. In the mid-20th century, Kellogg's introduced a cast of characters that would become cultural icons. In 1952, a friendly, booming voice declared, "They're G.A. right," and Tony the Tiger was born, turning Frosted Flakes into a sensation among kids. Then came Snap, Crackle, and Pop for Rice Krispies, whose names literally described the sound the cereal made in milk. And who could forget Toucan Sam, who could always follow his nose to the fruity taste of Fruit Loops. These mascots did more than just sell cereal. They transformed breakfast into a fun, family-friendly experience. They gave the brand a personality and made Kellogg's a beloved part of childhood for generations. The timing was perfect. As the 20th century progressed, American life was getting faster. More women were entering the workforce, and families needed quick, convenient meal options. Kellogg's was the perfect solution. A ready-to-eat breakfast that required nothing more than a bowl, a spoon, and some milk was a game-changer. The company expanded its product line, introducing classics like Rice Krispies, Fruit Loops, and Frosted Mini-Wheats. Kellogg's wasn't just in the cereal business, it was in the convenience business, solidifying its place as a staple in homes, not just in America, but all around the world. But with great success comes great scrutiny. As health awareness grew in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, Kellogg's found itself at the center of a major controversy: sugar. Health advocates and parents began to question the nutritional value of cereals marketed to children. Headlines like "Kellogg's is lying about the health claims" started to appear, exposing a difficult truth. The scandal wasn't that Kellogg's was literally lying, but that its marketing was cleverly misleading. The company would heavily promote that its cereals were fortified with vitamins and minerals, creating a health halo around them. The boxes would boast about being a good source of vitamin D or iron. However, critics argued that this was just a distraction from the main ingredient in many of its most popular cereals: sugar. For example, a single serving of some cereals could contain 3 or more teaspoons of sugar. This meant many children were essentially starting their day with a dessert disguised as a healthy breakfast. To make matters worse, the recommended serving sizes on the boxers were often ridiculously small. Most people would pour a much larger bowl, unknowingly consuming double or even triple the amount of sugar listed. The phrased part of a complete breakfast, often shown with a side of fruit, toast, and milk, was a clever marketing tactic to downplay the fact that the cereal itself was high in sugar. This controversy forced the company to reevaluate its approach. In response to the backlash, Kellogg's began to reformulate its recipes to reduce sugar content. It also adopted more responsible advertising practices, especially regarding marketing to children. The company started to innovate in a healthier direction, launching products like Special K for health-conscious adults, and expanding its range to include high-fiber options. This adaptability was crucial for its survival. Beyond the cereal aisle, Kellogg's made strategic moves to diversify. It acquired Morningstar Farms, becoming a major player in the plant-based food market. It also bought Pringles in 2012, which turned it into a global snacking powerhouse overnight. The acquisition of brands like RXBA, are known for its simple whole food ingredients, showed that Kellogg's was serious about keeping up with modern dietary trends. Today, you'll find Kellogg's producing everything from granola bars to gluten-free cereals and savory snacks. Of course, Kellogg's isn't alone at the top. The breakfast aisle is a battleground, with fierce competition from giants like General Mills, Nestle, and Post. This rivalry keeps Kellogg's on its toes, constantly pushing it to innovate with new flavors, better nutritional profiles, and smarter branding. The company has also faced its share of internal struggles. In late 2021, a major worker strike hit its U.S. cereal plants, drawing national attention to issues of pay and working conditions. The dispute was a difficult chapter for the company, highlighting the human element behind the iconic boxes. It sparked a broader conversation about corporate responsibility and employee welfare in the modern era. In a landmark move, Kellogg's recently underwent its biggest transformation yet. The company split into two independent entities. The global snacking division, which includes Pringles, Cheez-It, and RXBAR, is now called the traditional North American cereal business. Featuring brands like Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops, is now the WK Kellogg Co., a nod to its founder. This strategic split is designed to make both companies more agile and focused, allowing them to better compete in their respective markets. From an accidental flake of wheat to a global food empire, the story of Kellogg's is a masterclass in innovation, marketing, and adaptation. It's a brand that has faced down controversies, adapted to changing tastes, and consistently reinvented itself to stay relevant. It's shaped not just what we eat for breakfast, but the very culture surrounding it. The next time you pour that bowl of cereal, you'll know the incredible journey it took to get to your table. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the brands that shape our world. See you next time.